Hello again, it's Sting Splash here with another video. This one, as you can see, is a video that's looking at the complete Tartan Asia Extreme collection. Tartan Asia Extreme is a brand of films released by Tartan Video for the last, well, from about 2001 to 2008, and they basically were all sorts of various Asian movies. Quite a lot of horror, some action, quite a lot to do with the triads as well, and they were all from various different countries: Japan, Korea, Singapore, Taiwan, and all that. So this is the full set, I think. I haven't got every version of every film, but every film is here at least once, and also got, you know, the few Blu-rays that they've released. So we're just going to go through now. It's sort of in alphabetical order. There's a couple out of order, but I'll show them at the time. So our first one is A Bittersweet Life, which comes with a slipcase. There was a director's cut edition of that release, but haven't been able to source that one yet. Next up we have A Snake of June, by the director of Tetsuo 1 and 2. Quite a few of these now are out of print, quite rare to find. This is the last one that I got just the other day, Tale of Two Sisters. I wasn't originally going to buy it because I've got the Blu-ray version, but I figured I might as well get the DVD ones as well. This next one is it's a Taste of Asia Extreme, but it does have the full Bangkok Dangerous film on it. It's currently the only version of that film that I've got, but it still counts, I think. And up next we have Abnormal Beauty. I actually used to collect these quite a few years ago, and then had to stop. There's Acacia. Basically, I started collecting them back in 2005, got into a bit of money trouble, had to sell them, and now in the last 6 weeks I've bought them all back. There's Agitator, plus all the ones that have been released since then, up until they stopped releasing them in 2008 when Tartan went bust, and then they were took over by Palisades. There's another Public Enemy. Some of the films were re-released by Palisades, some have been re-released at all. Here's the Audition, Takashi Miike film as the collector's edition, which is a slipcase digipack, the only one that they've done of that in this series. Next up we have Bad Guy. And there's Bangkok Cornered. This is one of the newer films, Breaking News. I bought that from Player for £5.50. Most of these though were bought second hand. Next one is Cello. Then we have Chaos. And these are ranged in price from, you know, £1 to £4 or £5. Next up we have City of Lost Souls. Still has the CX sticker on it. You know, I bought at least half of them from CX. They were very cheap. And we have Dark Water, which is remade, of course. Not very well, but remade. Next up, I'll try and get through these quicker actually. Here we have the Dead or Alive Trilogy, Dead or Alive 2, and Dead or Alive Final, which was one of the most expensive ones I bought. I paid £7 for that one. It's quite a newer one. Up next we have the Jewel Project. Now this was two films, Origami and 2LDK, which was meant to be released a long time before it actually was. I think it was like 2 years before it finally got released. It's two films where the directors basically have a budget. I think they've got like $200, two actors or actresses in the film, and like 24 hours to make the film, so it's quite interesting. Next we have Dumplings. Then there's the High Trilogy, which is the I2 and I Infinity, which many people think ruined the series, the third one. Just three more here. Through them quicker, I hope. Freezer, Full Time Killer, and Ghost of Maynak. And we have Gozu, H, and The Happiness of the Katakuris. And some of these actually, I'll go back to, I think it's maybe Freezer, I don't know. Some of them, because they're the original releases, they were re-released, so they have these insides like this, clear cases rather than black cases, and they have these art cards. Up next we have 3 more. This is Hard Boiled, the collector's edition. There is a budget version available. There's Heroic Duo and Infection, which has the slipcase on it. Then we have the first 3 films that I bought many years ago actually, and that's the Infernal Affairs trilogy. I've had these a few years now. I bought them for a tenner for all 3 in Blockbuster, and it was only just recently I decided to sort of get the rest, and there's a good 80 plus in the set. Some more here. We have Inner Senses, Into the Mirror, The Isle, JSA 2-disc edition, and Coma. There's Ley Lines, Arabito, and Memento Mori. Here we have Nowhere to Hide, One Last Dance, which is one of the more different ones, simply because it actually has Harvey Keitel in it. It has an American actor as one of the main actors, and it is actually made by an American as well. It's the only Asia Extreme film like that. It was one of the last ones released in the series. One Night in Bangkok and One Take Only. Next we have another one that was one of the later releases. We have Perth, and there's Fawn, Premonition, which is the edition with the slipcase, and this is Princess Aurora. This is the last ever new Asia Extreme release, which I managed to get on eBay for £3, which I was quite happy with. Up next here we have Princess Blade, Public Enemy, and Rainy Dog. Now the Princess Blade one, I bought this off eBay, not eBay, sorry, CEX, and this again is the original release, and it actually comes with a guide to Asia Extreme, which I wasn't expecting. That was a nice little bonus, because they only paid £2 for it, so it was nice to get that, because it's quite rare to get, I think, that booklet. Up next we have The Red Shoes, another one of the later releases, followed by Reincarnation. And we have the 3 Ring films. I did want to get the Ring collection with the bonus film Sleeping Bride, but it's out of print now, so I managed to get these 3 for a £5, I think, for all 3. These are the original releases from 2001. There's 2 more here. We have R Point and Save the Green Planet, which is one of my favourite of the films here. Next, another 4. We have Shinjuku Triad Society, we have Shiri, we have Spider Forest, which is one of the latter films released, and then there's Tell Me Something. These next 2, Tetsuo and Tetsuo 2, these I think are the only ones that are actually fully out of print. You can't find them anywhere, brand new. Luckily I got these 2 relatively cheap, I think £5 for the first one, and the second one, which as you can see it's the clear case version, I got that for £3 on eBay, so very lucky on that one. Another 3 here. We have 3 Extremes 1 and 2. These are 3 short films on the DVDs, and then we have another one of the later films, Unborn But Forgotten, which I think came out in 2008. Up next we have the Vengeance Trilogy. This is Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy and Lady Vengeance. The reason I got this version over getting the separate versions is that you get 2-disc editions of all 3 films, of which only Old Boy was originally a 2-disc edition. You get the fade to black version of Lady Vengeance, and it's a really cool set. I did actually used to have the deluxe edition, and I sold it about 2 weeks before I decided to get these back. Last few now, we have Versus, Visitor Q, and Vital. And then there's Whispering Corridors, The Wig, which is another one of the later films, and Wishing Stairs. The last two here on the DVD front, I've kept these for last. I've had these a while, actually, quite a few years. Battle Royale and Battle Royale 2, the collector's edition tins, which are, at least for the first one, very hard to find now. We'll just finish off with the Blu-rays. There's Tale of Two Sisters. There's the Vengeance Trilogy, Lady Vengeance, Old Boy, and Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. And then I also do have this one I just got, but it doesn't really count, but I may as well include it, is I'm a Cyborg, by the same director as the Vengeance Trilogy, but that was a Tartan video release. I don't actually have the DVD version. I can't be bothered to buy that version since it's not a Tartan Asia Extreme. So that, I think, is everything. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. I know a few people have a nice collection of Asia Extreme DVDs, and this is the full set, so if you're missing anything, at least now you know what you've got to find. So thanks for watching, and thanks for any comments, and I'll be back soon with another video, no doubt, of something else. Some of the collections, since that's what I sort of deal in, collecting collections. So thanks again for watching, and goodbye.